Juror says none of them believed Amber's crocodile tears and were uncomfortable with how she stared at them. This comes as Heard said she will stand by every word of her testimony and still loves Depp. One of the jurors from the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial has broken their silence after the actress claimed the verdict was unfair. The male juror said he and the other jurors were uncomfortable with how the 36-year-old stared at them throughout the trial, and that they struggled to believe her when she went from crying to being ice cold. The juror, who chose to be anonymous, refuted Heard's claim it was a trial by social media and revealed 3 of the jurors don't have Facebook or Twitter. The crying, the facial expressions, the staring at the jury, all of us were very uncomfortable. A lot of her stories didn't add up. The majority of the jury felt she was the aggressor. The crying, the facial expressions that she had, the staring at the jury. All of us were very uncomfortable. She would answer one question, and she would be crying, and 2 seconds later she would turn ice cold. The juror told Good Morning America. He added, "Some of us used the expression crocodile tears." The juror further stated he personally didn't believe Depp ever hit Heard, and that one of the turning points for the jury was Heard's admission she had not donated her $7 million divorce settlement to charity, as she claimed she had publicly. He branded it a fiasco and said that while Depp's legal team was sharp, Heard had sharp elbows and came off as abrasive. She goes on a talk show in the UK. The video shows her sitting there telling the host she gave all that money away, and the terms she used in the video clip were "I gave it away, I donated it, and it's gone." But the fact is she didn't give much of it away. The juror also admitted he thinks both parties mistreated one another. A lot of the jury felt what Depp was saying, at the end of the day, was more believable. He just seemed a little more real in terms of how he was responding to questions. His emotional state was very stable throughout. What I think is true is that they were abusive towards each other. I don't think that makes either of them right or wrong, but to rise to the level of what she was claiming, there wasn't enough evidence that really supported what she was saying. The juror insisted social media didn't play a part in the verdict, stating, "We followed the evidence. Myself and at least 2 other jurors don't use Twitter or Facebook. Others who had it made a point not to talk about it. This comes as Heard insists she is telling the truth and always has been. And as she appeared on Today, the mom of one insisted Depp did beat her and that she still loves him. To my dying day, I will stand by every word of my testimony. I love him. I loved him with all my heart and tried my best to make a deeply broken relationship work. And I couldn't. I have no bad feelings or ill will towards him at all. I know that might be hard to understand, or it might be really easy to understand if you've ever loved anyone," she told host Savannah Guthrie. Heard also maintained it was a trial by social media and that her ex-husband won because he is more popular. Guthrie grilled about audio clips played during the 6-week trial in which the actress could be heard admitting to being physically abusive towards Depp. Heard responded she only ever responded to physical violence but never instigated it. "I never had to instigate it. I responded to it," she claimed. "When you're living in violence, and it becomes normal as I testified to, you have to adapt." She then shared that, while she has so much regret over the horrible and ugly things she did and said to Depp, she was only acting as a person in extreme emotional, psychological, and physical distress who felt that their life was at risk. However, the defamation trial sided with Depp, ruling that Heard defamed him with her 2018 op-ed in the Washington Post in which she described herself as a domestic abuse and violence victim. She was ordered to pay Depp $8 million in damages after many deductions. So far, fans have been left furious with Heard's televised claims. Here's proof.